Hi guys, and welcome to the 2014 Honda Civic. Now, I know we did the 2013 version, there's only a few revisions with this car, but as the 2013 video was actually quite popular with you guys, so thanks very much for watching first of all, I thought we'd grab the revised car for this year and stick the GoPro in, and I'll give you the rundown on what has changed. So, 2014. It's brought a lot of different news from Honda, things from 4x4, little SUVs and various interesting concept cars and looking at hydrogen. But right now, there is a very big focus on brand image with Honda. But they mustn't forget what actually sells in big numbers, because obviously things like the Honda NSX supercar isn't exactly going to make them bags of money, but things like this Honda Civic, which is their best selling model, certainly will. So what we have here is the 1.6 litre i-DTEC diesel engine, same as the last car in the 2013 video, which means you have about 120 horsepower, an engine that produces less than 100 grams per kilometre of CO2, and this specific car is in SR trim, which is one just from the top, which makes it just over £24,000, but it does have plenty of toys for the money. We've got cruise control, speed limiters for those pesky average speed cameras. It's quite handy when you're on the motorway. We've got satellite navigation, Bluetooth, this lovely glass panoramic roof, air conditioning, which is dual zone, heated, and leather seats. So okay, let's start with the Civic as a core product. We've got a nice big boot in the back. There's also adequate head and leg room in the rear for passengers. And it also has Honda's unique magic seats, where the bases of the seats fold up like cinema seats, so you can put all your delicate shopping in the back, or say a dog in the middle, and have the back of the seat separating the two. Nice flat floor in there, so you can utilise that space. As I said, it's the 1.6 i-DTEC engine, and for 2014 there's not really a lot's changed there. All of the power figures and torque figures are the same, but we do have to praise this engine, because this week in particular, I mean, I can't remember what I quoted my MPG being in the previous video offhand, but without driving like a nun at all over the past week, and just sticking it on its economy mode and just driving normally, I've easily got 60 MPG out of this car. Okay, that's dipped a little once I've got into town, but only by a few MPG, which all of a sudden makes Honda's claims of 78 miles to the gallon officially in this car quite tangible if you were to drive carefully. Again, we've got a 6-speed manual gearbox. Honda do really nice gearboxes, nice firm fit to each gear change, and yeah, it's a thoroughly nice car to drive. The pedals are nice and light. It's very comfortable around town. Some of the changes for 2014, if we ignore the externally, there's not an awful lot. It's they've changed the plastic on the bumper to a gloss black instead of a graphite grey that it used to be, and there's a few little tweaks here and there, but nothing major. But the biggest 2014 revisions go on in the chassis and the suspension, which has been tweaked by the factory in Swindon to cater more for UK tastes. The previous car was criticised for maybe having slightly numb handling. I can say that in this 2014 car, thanks to changes made, there is a bit more steering feel, which is nice. And the suspension, as we go over some speed bumps, still rides quite nicely, but the car doesn't feel quite as wallowy in the corners. So well done Honda there, good changes made. Does it make it class leader in terms of handling? not quite. That still sort of sits firmly in the hands of Volkswagen and Ford with the Focus and the Golf. That said, it's a perfectly nice drive, and the extra weight to the wheel is very, very welcome to keener drivers, let's say. And on the motorway, it quietens down, and you can settle into a nice motorway cruise. Bad points about the car, I'd say probably ergonomically it's still not my favourite. I do think there's too many buttons and things around the place on the dashboard and the wheel in particular. I don't seem to get on very well with the voice activation system inside the car, but as we've seen with Apple's CarPlay being integrated into other cars this year, hopefully Honda can do something with that, because the whole Siri system appears to work quite well with other cars. So it wouldn't be too much of an investment of time or money for Honda to do the same with Apple. Instruments really nicely laid out, just like the car from last year and any car of this generation. The speedo is set higher up and away from the rev counter, so it's just a glance away. And when you're in the economy mode, also you have a little lighting system here that turns from green to blue depending upon how well you're driving in terms of fuel economy. That just about sums up all the changes for the Civic. Do look out for the full review on Inside Lane. If you go to www.insidelane.co.uk, the full review will be there waiting for you.